Hey, welcome back to the Workbench, everybody. David here, and it's Thursday night. Wanted to give you a couple quick little updates. As you can see here, looking at the 25 Chop T, I have it out of the paint booth. I actually spent about the past half hour just kind of detail painting the engine, and I'll be putting some of the ancillaries on it later, probably tomorrow, but I still have to use some of the grime paint that I've got and Tamiya panel liner so I can kind of make look like oil stains and what have you on this engine, because it's a driver. I thought about sanding some of the spots down on the car until I got to the primer, but then I decided against the tires and rims. I decided to go with the Z-Man rims. They're 19 fronts, 23 rear, and I'm gonna take a look and see in my parts box if I have any finned drum brakes for the front and some drums for the back. I think I've got some from an old Buick Riviera kit, so be looking for those. But otherwise, hopefully I'll have this one put together come the weekend so I can have it on display. But I'll move this out of the way. I'll show you something else that came in the mail over the weekend. I was able to pick it up Monday, and I'm excited to show it to you. Okay, so I had a slight change of plans here. As I was unboxing the kit and just gushing over it with excitement like a kid at Christmas time, opening up the kit he's always wanted, or the present he's always wanted, I sneezed and knocked over my camera, and then when I went to pick it up, I inadvertently stopped the video right in the middle of what I was doing. So I went on ahead and said, I'm just going to delete it, show you the box, show you the kit, and go from there. So without further ado, kind of show this off to you. Again, this came from Joel Mendoza at Iceman Collections. Fantastic builder of kits, and also fantastic maker of kits for us to build. And you see right here, this is the Corvette Summer Stingray, 1/25th scale, and as it says here, limited edition. It is so limited it sold out right away, my understanding. He is not making any more of these, so if you ever wanted one of these, look for them on eBay. I'm sure they'll show up, but this one will not show up on eBay. I'm building it, and I'm going to need your help too. I'm going to research and see what color this is. I'd like to think the color was candy apple red, but could be wrong. But anyhow, as you see, this is the Corvette from the movie that Mark Hamill starred in with Annie Potts, where he plays a kid in like an Auto Vica shop style class that takes a wrecked Corvette, resurrects it, makes it a right-hand drive, really sharp looking car, side pipes, asymmetrical hood, and then it gets stolen. So then he searches for the car so he can get it back, and along the way again he meets up with Annie Potts, who played a prostitute in the movie, and together they go on all sorts of crazy adventures to find this car. So ever get a chance to see it, check it out. It's a corny movie, but a fun movie nonetheless. So that's what the kit looks like. Actually, that's the real car. The kit you could get either as a complete kit, or you could get it as a curbside, and that's what I did. I got the curbside right here. So I'm going to kind of show you what we've got here. For starters, here's the body, and underneath is the chassis. I kind of put that in there for safekeeping, but if you look at the body, very well done, 3D printed. I see no issues at all, just general cleanup. You know, this will get cleaned up with some good warm soapy water. But anyhow, as you can see, it's a setup where you can pose the doors open or closed, or even just open and close them. Here's what one of the door panels looks like. The door skin outer, real sharp. You will have to take really good care of putting this together. Here's the interior door panel, because there's a lot of detail on this if you're painting very, very light coats. The chassis, there is the suspension molded very well, all one piece, and that just kind of fits in there nice and neat. I'm going to have to do a little bit of researching on this because no instructions come with this kit, and that's okay. You know, plenty of reference photos out there. I'm sure you can see interior pieces, engines for those who got the full kit, Same thing with the chassis. So still, it's all good. So just a couple other quick items to show. The actual car was built as a right-hand drive. So right there's your right-hand drive dashboard. I can't really make out any detail on the two parts of the instrument panel, but I think I can find some decals that'll fit those two just fine. Of course, paint detail the rest of it, and that's going to look sharp when it's done. The seats, very well molded, very sharp. The console with the emergency brake and the shifter, I mean, that is very, very sharp. I cannot wait to paint detail this. I'm just so excited to have this kit. And then tires and rims, of course. This one, if you're experienced with doing resin kits, then this is just kind of preaching to the choir. You want to make sure that you have paint scraped off the areas that glue together, because if you look here, this is very tight. And if you have just enough paint in between that, it's going to make it real hard to put them together without maybe damaging the part or your paint job. So definitely keep that in mind when you're working on resin kits or any kits in general. I think I've seen people using, there's like a Tamiya gray black or NATO black or NATO gray paint that looks really good on tires. So I think I'm going to go check that out at the hobby store tomorrow when I get off of work. Pick up a can, so I've got that for the tires and rims. Otherwise, just a lot of paint detail. There is the 3D printed rear suspension, very well done. And then of course here, if you see this, I'll try and get this with the light. There is the Stingray 3D design in the rear tail lamp panel. And I think if you look at that, it's like the Chevy logo too for the rear end of the car. I am just tickled pink seeing this car in my hands. I have always wanted a model of Corvette Summer, and Joel, seriously man, you have just hit this out of the park once again. The detail on the kits that you supply and build are just phenomenal. And no, again, I'll repeat, I'm not sponsored by Iceman. I buy everything that I have with my own money, and when I see good quality stuff, I'm gonna say it. If I don't see good quality stuff, I'm gonna say it. Don't know if I showed these, but the decals, I was able to buy them at the same time, and they come out looking really, really nice. It's license plates. There's the little side triangles for where the headlamps are at, and of course the rest of the decals, kind of weird looking flame style for the 70s, but I mean, this is just gonna look good. This, I cannot wait to start working on this. This is one that I am definitely going to take my time on throughout the year to build this one, because I want to do this right. I want to do Iceman's kits justice. I know I'm going to go back to Iceman's website and pick up a couple more kits and some engines especially, but yeah, definitely go check this guy out. If you already do business with him, keep buying stuff from him, and if you haven't, go check out Iceman Collections. And yeah, you cannot go wrong with his stuff. Just fantastic stuff. With that, I'm going to go on ahead and carefully box all this back up and put off to the side, because I still have to get back to work on the 25T, work on my Chase Elliott Camaro and the Home Depot car. Plus, there's another group build for those of us who are YouTube creators with under 1,000 subscribers. That's being put on by Time Machine Scale Models and Mike's Model Shop. So I'm looking to pick out a kit to build for that. I'll show you that one over the weekend. But for now, have a great rest of the night. We will catch you in the next video.